Okay, so let's start with number 1. Select the correct statement or statements. Okay, so solids have definite volume and definite shape. Yes, kasi ang solid natin ay compact ang kanyang molecules. So meron siyang definite, okay, volume and definite shape. Tsaka lang siya nagiging indefinite or not definite kapag liquid siya or gas. Okay, parang si statement number 2. Liquids have definite volume but do not have definite shape. Yes, kasi ang liquid natin, for example, nag-pour ka ng isang basong tubig, yung isang basong tubig na yun, pwede mong i-pour doon sa pitchel, di ba? Pero isang baso pa rin siya. Okay, pwede mong i-pour ulit sa planggana, pero isang baso pa rin siya. So, wala siyang definite na shape. Nagbabago-bago yung kanyang shape. Sabi nga dito, they take the shape of the container in which they are placed. So, correct din si statement number 2. And statement number 3, gases have neither definite volume nor definite shape. They completely occupy the space in the container in which they are placed. Yes, ang gas natin, neither yung kanyang definity ng kanyang volume or ng shape. Minsan kasi, pwede siyang mag-expand because of its molecules na or particles na hindi siya compact, unlike sa solid natin. So, pwede siyang mag-expand, pwede niyang i-take yung volume ng container, okay, or pwede rin siyang lumiit, depende sa temperature. Okay, so the answer here is letter D. Statements 1, 2, and 3 are correct. Okay, next number 2. So lecture natin is for 2 hours lang, ano? Try kong tapusin lahat and explain yung mga ibang objectives. So number 2, what is the most common type or common isotope of hydrogen? So again, from our lecture, ang tinatawag nating isotope of an element. Diba meron tayong element, for example, tapos meron siyang different mass, may atomic mass. So since nagbabago-bago yung kanyang mass, ibig sabihin nun, nagbabago-bago din yung kanyang characteristic. So the most common type of hydrogen, syempre yung may 1. Okay, yung may atomic mass na 1, and that is what you call the protium or the prosium. Okay, so according dito, ang prosium natin is 99.98% in abundance. Pag sinabi nating abundance, yun yung kumbaga, how many percent mo siyang makikita sa atmosphere. For example, again, ilang percent mo siyang makikita all around. That is the abundance na tinatawag. Okay, so meron siyang 1 proton, si protium, so 1 proton. Si deuterium naman, yan yung merong 2 proton. Okay, meron siyang 2 proton and 1 neutron. Si tritium naman or tritium, 2 neutrons and 1 proton. Ayan, so ang pagkakasulat nila, for example, si prosium is 1H, si deuterium is 2H, si tritium is 3H. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na hydrogen has only 1 isotope. Okay, actually madaming isotope ang isang hydrogen. Meron tayong 1H, 2H, 3H hanggang 7H. Okay, hanggang 7 ang type of isotope ng isang hydrogen. And meron silang kanya-kanyang gamit. Parang yan, si deuterium and tritium ginagamit yan for nuclear weapons. Pero yung prosium natin, ginagamit yan for, ano bang tawag nito? For bonds. Diba sila yung mga lumilipat-lipat? For example, para makabuo ng tubig, kailangan natin ng hydrogen. Pero yung deuterium, tritium, and other types of the isotope of hydrogen, ginagamit yan for nuclear weapons. Okay, next, number 3. Solutions of hydrogen in palladium may be formed by exposing palladium metal to hydrogen gas. The concentration of hydrogen in the palladium depends on the pressure of H2 gas applied. But in a more complex fashion that can be described by Henry's law, under certain conditions, 0.94 of hydrogen gas is dissolved in 215 grams of palladium metal. Determine the molarity of this solution given the solution density 1.8 gram per cubic centimeters. Diba? Parang haba ng problem pero nagbigay lang siya doon ng statement. Okay, so ang tinatanong dito is the molarity. So we define again your molarity as your number of moles under your solute divided by the volume of your solution. So, volume of your solution. So, from here, kung titignan natin, nasaan dyan yung solute and nasaan dyan yung solvent. Okay, so yung solute natin dito is the hydrogen gas. Sabi niya kasi dito, hydrogen gas is dissolved in. So yung hydrogen gas, H2, will be our solute. Tapos ito naman, yung palladium metal, yan yung maging solvent natin. Diyan natin i-dissolve yung ating solute. Okay, so first thing is kailangan ko muna hanapin yung N ng solute. Okay, using what formula? Ang formula ang gagamitin natin? Yung mass over the molecular weight. At diba ang molecular weight, sabi natin ay mass per N. Okay, mass per the number of solute. So dito, pwede kong mahanap yung N ng hydrogen gas by dividing its mass. Meron siyang binanggit na mass doon, that is 0.94 grams. So divided by the mass of, or the molecular weight. Molecular weight po yan ng hydrogen gas. So dalawa. Okay, and then use the 1 isotope hydrogen, so 1 gram per mole. So we have here 0.94 over 2. That is the number of moles. Okay, that is 0.47 mole. Okay, ngayon, para mahanap naman natin yung volume ng solution, so dito is binanggit niya yung density ng solution. So we all know that the formula for density is equal to mass over volume. So dito, pwede ko nang hanapin yung volume by dividing the density or the mass over the density of the solution. Take note, yung M na to is the mass of the solution. So pag-adin natin yung mass ng ating solute and then yung mass ng ating solvent. So that is 0.94 for the solute plus 215 grams for our solvent. And i-divide lang natin yan sa density, which is 1.8 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay. So doon sa doon sa ating molarity, ang unit ng molarity is moles per liter. So i-convert ko na agad yung cubic centimeters papuntang liter. Okay, so we have here in 1 meter, we have 100 centimeters. So i-cube natin to para maging cubic times in 1 liter we have 1,000. In 1 cubic meter we have 1,000 liters. Ayan, so what is now the volume? That is 0.94 plus 215 divided by 1.8 times 1,000 dapat yon, divided by 100 cube. So we have here 0.1199 Okay, 7. That is in liters. Ito dapat 1,000 liters. Ayan, so pwede na. We can now solve for the molarity. That is N over V, 0.47 mole. Okay, per 0.11997 liters. So 0.47 divided by answer. Okay, so we have 3.92. That is in molar. So we have letter B. So step by step nyo lang yung mga procedures. Unahin nyo yung formula and then solve each of the parameters doon sa formula nito. Okay. Next number. Number 4. Yeah, I'll take a pause ng mga ilang seconds para ma-kopyahin. Pero wag naman kopyahin lahat. Mas maganda pa rin yung solution, formula lang, then solve nyo lang. Pero kung tama nyo naman yung sagot, kahit wag nyo nang picturean or wag nyo nang sulat yung solution kasi nakuha nyo naman yung concept. Na-check nyo naman tama yung sagot. Para na lang kung hinulaan. Okay, number 4. How much water must be vaporized from 0.4 dapat yan, molar of 200 ml H2SO4 solution to make it 1.6 molar at same temperature. Okay, so from here, nagtatanong lang siya dito ng mass in order to produce two molarities. Ibig sabihin, we will proceed under the process of dilution. So again, dun sa process ng dilution from our lecture, ano yung nag-i-equal? So on the dilution process, ang nag-i-equal ay yung number of moles present on the first mixture. Equal lang yan dun sa number of moles dun sa second mixture natin. Okay, so since molarity naman yung given dito, from number 3 kanina, ang molarity, formula niya is N over V. So pwede natin kunin yung N dito, that is equal to M times V. Ayan, equate lang natin yung two molarities. So we have here M1 V1 that is equal to M2 V2. Okay, dun tayo sa my first molarity. So sabi niya dito, meron daw tayong 200 ml, that is the volume of 0.4 molar. Okay, multiplied by 200 milliliters. Okay. Next, volume molarity. Ito naman is, okay, tama lang. M2 is 1.6 molar times V2. So, ang V2 natin is unknown. So, mukhang mali yung choices. Ano dapat naka-milliliters? Kasi naka-gram siya. Hindi. Merong 200 ml na given. Oh yes, dapat naka-liters or milliliters yung choices natin. Hindi siya dapat naka-gram. So, troubleshoot nyo na lang. Okay, so dito, ang V2 natin is equal to, yan, so 0.4 times 200 divided by 1.6. So, we have 50 milliliters. So, yung 50 milliliters, yun yung magiging volume natin sa 1.6 molar. Take note, sabi niya dito, how much water must be vaporized. Okay, ang original natin na volume is 200 ml and then from 200 maging 50 daw siya. Ibig sabihin, ang na-vaporize is 150 ml. Nakuha? 50 ml na lang yung natira. Okay, doon sa 1.6 molar natin na molarity. Thus, ang na-vaporize is 150 ml. Yun yung tanong kasi, ilan yung aalisin natin? So, the answer here is letter C. Okay, hindi siya yung 50 na letter A. Yun yung natira. Yan, that is under the process of your molarity. Dilution process. Okay. Next number. So, lahat yan ml, hindi siya grams. Or pwede ba kunin in terms of grams? Ano ba yung formula natin? Molecular weight is equal to grams per mole. O, wala lang din tayong N. Okay lang sana kasi may M. Yun yung unknown, yung M. Molecular weight, yes, kasi given yung ating compound. Pero wala tayong number of moles. So, hindi applicable. Troubleshoot talaga si number 4. Okay, next number. Number 5. It states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. What law is that? That is the law of conservation of mass. So, we have letter C. Okay, next. Ay, wait lang. May N pala tayo dito. That is M times V. Okay, sige nga, try nga natin pala. May M pala tayo dito. Ano kasi meron tayong N. Equal yung N nila. Sige, try ko lang muna. May N pala tayo. So, N is equal to M1 V1. So, that is 0.4 times 0.2. So we have here 0.08 molar, 0.08 mole. Then, i-times natin yung molecular weight. Ay, parang useless lang din. Useless lang din. Kung ang hinahanap ay yung mass. Okay, so hindi. Yan talaga siya. Okay, so for number 5 is letter C. Okay, next, number 6, objective ulit. Joseph Proust stated that a given compound always contains exactly the same proportion of elements by the weight. What law is this? That is the law of definite proportions. Ito yung parang pinaka-keyword natin. The compound always contain exactly the same proportion. Okay, so definite proportion. Okay, next, number 7. A gaseous mixture contains 2 kg of oxygen, 5 kg of nitrogen, and 3 kg of xenon. What is the mole fraction of the oxygen gas? Given the molecular weight of xenon, 131.3 gram per mole. Okay, so from the lecture, sabi natin, ang percent of the mole fraction, or percent X, di ba? The mole fraction is equal to, paano ba yung mole fraction? Yung number of moles nung element, dito is oxygen gas. Take note ha, oxygen gas yung pinapahanapan dito ng mole fraction, so we have O2 over yung total number of moles natin. Okay, so una, hanapin muna natin yung number of moles ni oxygen. Take note, oxygen gas, kaya oxygen molecule yung ilalagay natin. Okay, so ang paghahanap ng N natin ulit is the mass divided by the molecular weight. Yung mass daw ng oxygen is given, we have 2 kilograms or that is 2,000 grams. I-divide natin ang molecular weight ng oxygen, that is 16. Pero yun nga, that is times 2. Okay, so ano ang N ng ating oxygen gas? So 2,000 by 32. So we have 62.5 moles. Okay, next. Yung N naman natin ng nitrogen. Take note, nitrogen can exist as a nitrogen gas. Again, this is a gaseous mixture. Gaseous mixture po yan. So kailangan yung oxygen, nitrogen, and xenon is in the form of a gas. So again, nitrogen is also one of your diatomic elements. So nitrogen has a mass of 5 kilograms or 5,000 grams. Okay, then yung kanyang molecular weight is 14, di ba? 14 grams per mole per nitrogen atom. So times 2. So dito, we have here 5,000 divided by 28. So we have 178.57. Okay, lastly, yung N naman natin for xenon. So xenon is already a gas. Okay, so we have 3,000. Di ba, noble gas ang xenon. So 3,000 grams divided by yung molecular weight na binigay dyan, 131.3 grams per mole. Okay, so kunin natin. So 3,000 divided by 131.3. Yan, so 22.85 approximately, that is in mole. So ngayon, pwede ko nang hanapin yung percent mole fraction ng oxygen gas by dividing its number of moles, which is 62.5, divided by the total. So 62.5 plus 178.57 plus 22.85 mole. So 62.5 over 62.5 plus 178.57 plus 22.85. Okay, and that is equal to 23.68%. So we have letter D. Okay? Next number. Okay, number 8. Okay, for objective. So the mole is a basic unit of measurement in chemistry. Which of the following is not equal to or the same of 1 mole of a substance indicated? So prove natin for letter A, 1 gram of hydrogen atom. So since ang hinahanap dito is the number of mole, so for letter A, so N is equal to your mass divided by the molecular weight. So di ba we have 1 gram, tapos sabi naman niya dito, hydrogen atom lang, so isa lang, so 1 gram per mole. So 1 amu, that is equal to 1 mole. So tama si letter A. For letter B, 16 grams of oxygen molecule. So ganun ulit, kunin natin yung number of moles, that is the mass, 16 grams divided by yung molecular weight ng oxygen molecule. Take note, oxygen molecule, pag sinabi nating molecule is magiging parang compound na siya. Okay? And then yung oxygen molecule na tinatawag or binabanggit dito is yung oxygen gas natin. So we have 16 grams per mole times 2 amo. So mangyayari, we have 0.5 mole. Ang tinatanong dito, which is not equal to 1 mole. So alam na natin na letter B yung sagot. Ito din, 12 grams of carbon atoms. Isang carbon atom lang, so 12 over 12. So correct. Ito naman si letter C, 22.4 liters of nitrogen gas at STP. That is the characteristic of the volume of any gas at STP. 22.4 liters. Okay, next, number 9. To determine the chemical formula of a compound, we need to know all the following except D. So molecular weight, kailangan po natin yan. Siyempre yung element, kailangan natin yan. Atomic weight of the element, yes, kailangan din natin. But hindi natin kailangan ang density ng ating compound. Okay, next, number 10. This law was proposed by Dalton in 1803. According to this law, if two elements can combine to form more than one compound, the mass of one element that combine with the fixed mass of the other element are in the ratio of small whole numbers. So, ito yung kabaliktaran ng law of definite. So, this is law of multiple proportions. So, we have letter D. Okay, next, 11. This states that when gas or gases combine or are produced in a chemical reaction, they do so in a simple ratio by volume provided all gases are at the same temperature and pressure. So the answer here is your Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. Okay, next, number 12. An ideal gas at 0.6 atm and 87 degrees C occupies 0.45 liter. How many moles are there in the sample? So ayan, number 12, pwede natin gamitin yung formula ng ideal gas equation. So PV is equal to nRT. Ang hinahanap dito ay number of moles. So N is equal to PV over R times T. Okay, so P is already given. That is 0.6 atmosphere. Also, the volume is given, 0.45 liter. Yung R naman natin is yung R na ginagamit natin. So, 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin. Okay, then multiplied by the temperature, that is 87 degrees Celsius. So, kailan ko mag-add dito ng 273 para maging Kelvin. So, all of the units will cancel. Ang matitira dyan ay mole. So, pwedeng-pwede na. So 0.6 times 0.45 divided by 0.0821 multiplied by 87 plus 273. Okay, so we have 9.14 times 10 raised to negative 3, or that is ilan to? Balik natin. Yeah, so 0.0091. 4. that is in mole. Okay, so that is letter D, 0.0091. Okay, next, number 13. A household cleaning solution has a hydronium ion concentration of 10 raised to negative 11 molar. What is the pH of the solution? So sabi natin, ang formula ng isang pH concentration is equal to, or ang formula natin for pH level is equal to the negative logarithm of the concentration. So yun lang, so i-negative logarithm lang natin yung concentration given, that is 10 raised to negative 11 molar. So negative logarithm of 10 raised to negative 11. And that is equal to 11. So we have letter B. Okay, next, number 14. What is the combined volume of 1 gram of hydrogen gas and 10 gram of helium gas when confined at 20 degrees C and 5 atmosphere? Okay, so combined volume. Okay, so kailangan natin dito hanapin yung total volume. So we need yung volume ng hydrogen gas, i-add natin dun sa volume ng helium gas. Take note, hydrogen gas is a diatomic molecule, but for helium it is not. Okay, so para mahanap yung volume, syempre gamitin na lang natin yung formula natin, which is yung ating PV and RT. And solving for our volume, it will lead us to nRT over P. So from here, we have nRT over P for hydrogen gas, plus add natin yung nRT over P ng helium gas. Okay, so the number of moles of your hydrogen, so meron ba siyang number of moles? So wala siyang number of moles. So gamitin natin dito yung MRT. So according to your formula, sige, kahit yung N, pwede rin naman yung N. So N is equal to the mass over the molecular weight, sabi natin. So from here, yung N, pwede ko siyang palitan ng mass, so over na molecular weight. So mass over the molecular weight. Okay, so yan. So mass of hydrogen gas, that is 1 gram, multiplied by 0.0821. So again, that is in liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin. Okay, multiplied by the temperature, same lang naman sila ng temperature. So 20 plus 273. Okay, then all over the molecular weight, which is molecular weight ng hydrogen gas, so dalawa, times 1 gram per mole, times the pressure, which is 5 atmosphere. So same na same lang din yung gagawin natin for your helium. Ang mapapalitan lang dito is yung mass at saka yung molecular weight. So yung maging mass natin dito is 10 grams. Then yung maging molecular weight naman natin dito is yung molecular weight ng helium. Ano bang molecular weight ng helium? Di ba hydrogen, helium? Helium is number 2, so times 4, or times 2, that is equal to 4 grams per mole. Di ba ganun yung ginagawa natin kapag di natin alam yung molecular weight, atomic weight ng isang element? Times 2 lang natin siya ng kanyang atomic number. Okay, that is the approximate. Ayan, so pwede na, pag-addin lang natin, and that is now the total volume. So pwede mong i-factor out lahat ng common dyan. So matitira lang dyan is 1 over 2 plus 10 over 4. Tsaka na natin siya i-times ng 0.0821, then 20 plus 273, then divided by 5. Ayan, so we have 14.43 liters. Okay, so that is letter B.